I'm Patrick.
And I'm Svetlana.
This is Caden. And we're here to talk about the Santa Clara City Library Comic Con, which we went to on Saturday. It's a library-run convention, and so it's fairly small.
But very well organized. I think one of the gentlemen organizing it helps run San Diego Comic Con. So they've got some seasoned pros running it.
Yeah. And, it's in a library, so you expect it to be small, but it was bigger than I expected it to be. We went there last year. They invited you down as a guest. We thought it was going to be a little small event, but we were really surprised that so many people turned out.
So many people turned out. It was incredibly well run. Speaking both as attendees and having had the guest experience, everything was so smooth. There was a little hiccup and got taken care of like that when I got to my panel. They had a different setup than I had expected. In seconds, it was taken down and prepared for me to do my thing. So just really well run.
And that was last year. Mm-hmm. But for the last few years, they've apparently had some well-known authors, such as yourself. This year they had Ruzu.
Yes. This was one of the big reasons that I went, besides the fact that Santa Clara Comic Con is a great event. I'm a fan of Ruth, and so I went and got my copy of her book signed, and I got her sketchbook, because she was right there, easy access with her stuff that you could buy if you were there.
Yeah. They also have, for the last few years, they've had people from Lucasfilm come. And so last year they were showing some new stuff from Star Wars Rebels. This year they were showing off episode 3 of Star Wars Resistance, which hadn't aired on TV yet. And so people got to see that. They got to ask questions to, was it a producer or a story artist? Well, it was Keith Kellogg and Joel Aaron. I don't recall what their exact positions were, but
you should let Caden check.
Yeah, Caden will check on that. But also, as far as Star Wars content, the 501st and the Rebel Legion were there, along with the Mandalorian Mercs.
We parked near their van.
Yeah, we parked next to the truck for the 501st. But yeah, they had displays set up for recruitment and just to talk to people and explain what they do. And there was also a small vendor room where they had a few vendors, not too many.
Just the right amount, I felt.
Just a sampling. Oh, let's not eat that. And let's see, they also had, the Ghostbusters were there, our 2 builders. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that they had, because they've got different events going on during the day. One of them was story time with Darth Vader.
I missed that.
Yeah, he would sit and read a story, and
it's a great event to go with kids.
Yeah, they had. There were a lot of kids there. Yeah, they had a costume contest, and they had a gaming area where people could play some tabletop games. Mm-hmm. And
best of all, it's free.
Yeah,
just
totally
walk
free.
In.
The library was selling some books for $1 to raise some money, and but yeah, it was. Great event. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, this is Santa Clara, so if you're in the Bay Area, maybe you can head down and check it out next year, but I certainly don't expect anybody to travel long distances for this event. It's only, ended at 5, I think.
4 it was finished.
Well, the last event starts at 4, so it must have ended, I think it ended at 5. But anyway.
I guess the panels, the artist alley was shutting down at 4.
Yeah, so it's like 7 hours long in total, I think. Mm-hmm. But check out libraries in your area and see if they have a Comic Con.
And if they don't, they should.
Yeah, they should. And if you have experience staffing one, maybe reach out to the library and see if they've got any interest in starting one, and you can help them start one up. And if you run a convention, if you've got an established convention, reach out to some local libraries, and maybe you can work with them, help them run an event, and promote your convention at their little event. And it'll help people become more aware of your event and that there's a whole world of conventions out there. Because I expect most people at this, they go to the library, they heard about it, they checked it out, but they probably don't know that there's more out there than this and some of the big name ones they've heard of, like San Diego. So it's a good gateway to the world of conventions.
And it's a
learning about
good,
those.
like, these are good events to have for your community, especially those of you with children will appreciate building this kind of tradition of having these events at libraries.
Yeah, and it gives the library some good programming to get people in, and 'cause it's really good for a small town, I think, that
Yes.
might not be able to support a large convention, but have the library put on something. So that's our thoughts on the Santa Clara City Library Comic-Con. But before we go, I do want to mention that there's a new, speaking of books and libraries, there's a new book coming out, which it's called Crush. It's available October 30th. It's Svet's new
Kaden
book.
really wants to read it.
Yes.
He really wants
Yeah,
to read it.
he's a big fan of this.
Please don't put it in your mouth.
Especially the page towards the end. He likes that page. So-
Yeah, coming out October 30th.
Yep, bookstores
please pre-order.
everywhere. Yep, you can pre-order it, so get it when it comes out. And I think that's it.
Well, I
yeah.
didn't get to. So I mentioned Rue. Her stuff is amazing. She also has a webcomic called Sing for Rent, that's online. And someone I didn't expect to see there, I didn't know she was going to be there, is Needy Chenani. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She did Pashmina, another amazing middle grade graphic novel that everybody should check out.
All right. And if you've got any comments on this, just send it to us at podcast@animecons.tv or leave comments on YouTube or on our Facebook page. And we get a feedback episode next week, so we'll get back to you with our replies. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.